Good evening and welcome to Eastern Florida State College's virtual Bachelor Information Session. My name is Vianney Mendoza Tule, and I'm the Enrollment and Transition Specialist for the Bachelor program here at Eastern Florida. We're so glad you can join us, and I'd like to introduce you to some amazing faculty and staff members who are joining us this evening. First, I'd like to introduce Professor Nicole Diaz, who is the Computer Science Program Manager for our Cybersecurity and Digital Forensics program. She'll be presenting for us in just a few moments. Also, I'd like to introduce Kim Johnson, who is one of our bachelor degree advisors on the Melbourne campus. She'll be available during the session in the Q&A section, answering any questions. And she'll also be available at the end of the session with Nicole Diaz to answer any questions that you have. I do want to mention that this session is being recorded, and there are other staff members behind the scenes that will be helping out and assisting during the session. So without further ado, we can get started. So during tonight's information session, you'll get an overview of our bachelor degrees that we offer here at Eastern Florida State College. We'll also give you a faculty presentation, which will give you an insight into our BAS and Computer Information Systems Technology degree. And after the presentation, we'll discuss your enrollment and admission steps. And then finally, there will be a question and answer session with our presenter and advisor. Since the chat is turned off for this meeting, as well as the camera and the microphone, we're going to use the Q&A function at the top of your screen. If you have any questions throughout the session, you can ask them in there, and our advisor will answer the questions that she can. Otherwise, we'll save them for the end of the session and cover them there in the Q&A. Before the presentation, I am going to give you some brief history and an overview of our bachelor degree program. So let me start that. So Eastern Florida State College is recognized as one of America's top state colleges for quality instruction, innovation, and cutting edge programs. EFSC began offering bachelor degrees in 2013. So these degrees directly relate to the in-demand careers in our area. They were identified from a state list of targeted sectors where job growth is expected, but it has a specific emphasis on high wage and high need jobs. So since the start of our program, we have had over 3,700 bachelor degree graduates, and our bachelor programs are designed to fit both traditional and working students. We currently offer over 28 specializations to choose from, and we are always looking for ways to adapt our degrees and specializations. You can always learn more at easternflorida.edu/go/bachelors. So why should you consider pursuing a bachelor's degree here at Eastern Florida State College? Our standards and accreditation are on par with those of other state universities. Also at Eastern Florida State College, our program is convenient and affordable. We offer local options for students, which allows them to stay close to home, and it makes it easier for working students to continue their education while living their day-to-day life. Our class sizes are small. They're limited to about 25 to 30 students, which allows for more personalized learning and instruction. There is an automatic acceptance to most of our bachelor programs upon the completion of program requirements. So we do offer classes on all 4 of our campuses with in-person, hybrid, online, and high flex format options available, depending on the degree. So hybrid is a combination of online and in-person attendance, while high flex is a new live lecture course that allows students to participate virtually in real time. So during each semester, we also offer multiple term lengths, that this is designed to fit our students' needs. Finally, we do have financial aid and scholarships available to cover your tuition expenses. An example of this is our Titan scholarships, which are a form of financial aid. And last year, over $1 million in scholarships were awarded to our students. So here at Eastern Florida State College, we have 5 bachelor degrees. We have 3 Bachelor of Applied Science degrees, which are Applied Health Sciences, Computer Technology Systems, Information, and Organizational Management. We also offer a Nursing RN to BSN degree, as well as a Science Teacher Education Science, Bachelor's of Science degree. And all of our degrees have a combined total of 28 specializations. So what is a specialization? A specialization is actually a track of unique classes and curricula that you take to meet your specific career and academic goals. So an example would be I have a bachelor degree in computer information system technology with a specialization in cybersecurity. Here's a list of the bachelor degree specializations that we offer here at EFSC. You can learn more about each specific one, the course requirements, the classes you would take, the cost on our website under the corresponding degree. Coming up next, we are delighted to present an overview of our BAS in Computer Information System Technology degree. This is going to be led by Professor Nicole Diaz. Professor Nicole Diaz serves as the program manager for EFSC Cybersecurity and Digital Forensics program. So thank you much for being here, Professor Diaz. I'll let you take it from here.
Okay, thank you for that warm welcome, and it's a pleasure to see everyone here, taking some time out of your beautiful evening here in Florida, enjoying the nice weather. So I'm appreciative of you taking the time to be here. So I just want to go over a brief overview of what you can expect as a cybersecurity professional, also what you can expect from our bachelor's degree. So our Bachelor's of Applied Science is a bachelor's that is overall a computer information systems technology degree. When you walk out with that diploma, that's what it'll say. But as a cybersecurity professional, you can opt for the specialization in cybersecurity. And the reason for that is because the state has frameworks that we have to follow for degree programs. And in those frameworks, you need to have an understanding of how to manage an enterprise network, how to have an understanding of what business processes are happening, business workflows. That way, when you're in that sector, you can also understand what your administrative areas are expecting and so forth. So it gives you a general idea of how an IT department works, how that flows. And really in cybersecurity, you have to be a little bit a jack of all trades when it comes to fundamentals for computer information systems as well. So we do have 5 specializations. There is a networking systems bachelor's, software development, project management, cybersecurity, which is my main focus, and then also data science. The project management software development degree is fully online. Cybersecurity as well. We have an online option. I prefer a hybrid model. So, for example, I teach cybersecurity fundamentals, which is one of those first classes that you need in the cybersecurity specialization. And as a hybrid, I allow students that maybe they have to work at that specific time. They have activities they do that they can do remotely. They can also join our virtual call if I'm doing something in the lab. So I really am flexible as far as, and we have a lot of students that have are a different type of student where they probably are working already in the field or they're working and they're trying to reskill. And so one of the main focuses I have is to how do I help this individual student and address their individual needs. So under the cybersecurity specialization, this is just a brief overview of the types of courses that you can expect if you were to sign up. We have some major courses involving computer forensics, Windows forensics, network defense, database design, cybersecurity fundamentals, and then advanced cyber. And then you also have some electives to choose from. Our degree does pick up some of the Associate of Science courses that are some prerequisites to the major courses, as well as some of those electives, but it really depends on what you're interested in. So if you're interested more in the network defense, network security, in your specialization, you might look at platform technologies rather than object-oriented programming or network planning. So you have a little bit of wiggle room as far as how you want to specialize. And between me, we have some adjuncts and some other full-time faculty. We're all working on teaching all of those different courses. In the data science specialization, this specialization has the same kind of structure as cybersecurity. You have your major courses and then your special electives. And I believe the data science is fully online. You can correct me on that if that's not true, but I believe that it's also fully online. Then our networking,
No, I apologize. Just the program and software development is 100% online.
okay. And we
Everything
have
else
a,
is in person.
okay. And we have for cybersecurity, it's a hybrid model. So we kind of are flexible there as well. So for the network systems specialization, this is where you're really looking at probably going for more of the network planning, network administration. A lot of our students are heavily into Cisco. They're looking to get their CCNA. And so this is more of the network aspect. And then there's also specialization around applications information security. And they really flow well with the cybersecurity degree. So if you really wanted to go for it, you could get a specialization or an ATC, that it's called Advanced Technical Certificate in Cyber as well. But for those who just strictly want to do networking, this is what those courses look like. And then our software development, which is one of our most popular degree programs, and that encompasses learning different types of programming languages, object-oriented. We do C++, there's some Python mixed in there, C Sharp, C. So we have, I teach a class and it's mostly on MySQL, PHP, scripting languages. So we have a lot of different flavors of software that you'll touch along the way. And then the computer management specialization. So this is strictly for those who are looking to go into project management and they want to manage uh, networks, but they want to be more on the side where they're doing the planning, risk assessments, disaster recovery, also working with your HR departments, how you manage the software life cycle or the system life cycle. So all of those things kind of fit with the project management specialization. So my focus is on cybersecurity, so we're going to dive right into what we're doing here. So why would you ever want to go into cybersecurity? I know it's kind of this buzzword. AI is sort of taking over the buzzword. It's becoming more of an appealing degree to go into, but still there are a lot of jobs around cybersecurity that are unfilled. So about 465,000 current cybersecurity jobs, and Cybersecurity Ventures indicates that there will likely be about 3.5 million cybersecurity jobs globally by 2025. So Cybersecurity Ventures is a good site. And then also on the next slide, you'll see CyberSeek. Cyberseek.com has statistics that you can narrow down specific job titles and look at what kinds of job titles are in your area. And this graph here is showing Florida specifically. So the total cybersecurity job openings in Florida, and we have a very low amount of cybersecurity workers. And then on the right side, you can see the types of job titles. So you do see a lot of cross disciplines when it comes to cyber. You could be a system engineer, for example, or a system administrator, but still need that structure of a cybersecurity background. Everything eventually, I can foresee, even in healthcare, for instance, those people needing some sort of cybersecurity certification. And so there's really a lot of different jobs that you can look for, but this website kind of narrows down those specific titles. It also goes into certain certifications that you should look at, and I'll talk about some of the certifications that our degrees help you obtain as well. So this is just our area, Palm Bay, Melbourne, Titusville, Brevard area, and you can see we still have kind of a low supply of workers, and there's about 1,000 open jobs. And it fluctuates based on economic climate. It also is fluctuated a little bit with remote work that's available. The interesting thing about computer information systems, though, is that you're really not limited or narrowed to a specific area. You can, now that we have more flexibility with remote work, you can really look at other places to apply for. It doesn't have to be just in your specific area. So you're kind of open yourself up globally when you look at that degree path. So some of these slides in here are around why cybersecurity is important. And so when I get a group of people together, I like to relay some extra information for you to give you some information that what we're doing with our students. So privacy is important. I think a lot of people could agree that your social media presence, limiting your digital footprint is also a big deal. So what footprinting and reconnaissance is, in cyber, we have a capture the flag team, and so they're called the Cyber Titans. And capture the flags are events, kind of like an e-sport, but they're events where our students participate globally and nationally against other schools. And during those challenges, it depends on the type of challenge, but mainly you get questions, challenges that you as a team, you find specific flags for. And over the course of the event, those flags, you add up your points. So for example, over the weekend, we participated in the National Cyber League, and that's a fall and spring event. And we had two teams, so 14 students, and the top students in the individual event end up being on the top two teams. And usually we place in the top 100. This time we did place in the top 100 out of about 6,000 teams, which is pretty amazing. But how this plays into footprinting reconnaissance, one of the categories is on open source intel. And so when you look into the field of cybersecurity, this is an entire category dedicated to open source intel. And what open source intel is, finding information with readily available websites, um, libraries, anything that's open to the public. So for example, I could go out and search for someone whom I'm potentially hiring and maybe find their bankruptcy records or find whatever, how many tickets they may have. Or what if they're sharing information on Facebook? Or so it's really about finding that or finding that needle in a haystack. And so some of the challenges that my students have done, for example, is we'll get a picture and it's just a coffee cup. And the question will be, it's always about this person named Tom. Tom apparently has a lot of problems, but the challenges are all around Tom. And it says, Tom left his coffee cup and he went on vacation. Where did he go on vacation and how long has his coffee cup been sitting there? And this is just on an image. And so there's a lot of different tactics that go around figuring that out. We can look at the metadata. Maybe the challenges around steganography, which is hiding things inside the image. And so it could also be there's some geographic information within the picture. So what I'm trying to relay here is that whatever you put online stays online. And so there are individuals, there are hackers, there are white hats, there's black hats that are out there that can do that. They can look at just an image and find exactly where it is on the map. So those are the types of things that we get into in our cybersecurity program, and also relaying this to the community. So as a cyber titan, some of the things that you do is that you do get in front of the community, get in front of high schoolers, middle schoolers, and you help them understand that that what they're sharing online is not private. And we help create the cybersecurity awareness and bring that up. And a lot of people are lax on it. They will say, well, I don't have anything that I'm really worried about being shared, so I don't really care if it's private. But that's really not the point. The point is that at any point you could be an attack vector, and if someone really wanted to hack you, they could 100% do it. So the reason why I instill that also in our students is that it gives them the opportunity to learn something that they have to teach. And I found that preparing a presentation and sharing that with youth or with the community or with our staff and our students really helps them prepare for the real industry. Okay, you can go to the next slide. So some things that I would encourage you to look at, if you're going to cyber, you're going to start wearing a tinfoil hat like I do. But why I deleted Facebook, and I basically did all my social media. Privacy issue. I have a reference there from just 2019. It used to be a conspiracy that Facebook was spying, and I know I've talked to a lot of people where they're talking with their friends about something, and then it comes up later in a conversation on their Facebook or it's on an ad. And that used to be conspiracy, but no, they've actually been using AI for a long time to do that. And so it's a privacy issue. I don't really feel comfortable with that. We have these devices now that can track you. I was talking to one of my students the other day, and his brother-in-law works in that capacity in government where no matter where you are, this is pinging constantly, and they can track you down with just your device, which we've kind of given that as it's okay. We can that's a little bit of risk that we will allow. It's distraction, constantly feeling being pulled towards your device. I don't know how many times you pick up your device. Uh, I picked, with Facebook, you're always kind of just mindless scrolling. Also, reputation. So if you're getting into cyber, you really want to focus on your digital footprint. What what are these people going to see about me? What's out there? Several years ago, I had a client who texted me just panicking because her daughter was trying to get a job, and when she got trying to get the job, the employer just did a Google image search, and she didn't have her privacy settings quite right. And in Facebook, she had some crazy pictures out there. So look at those privacy settings and make sure that those are straight. Google image search yourself or DuckDuckGo image search yourself. Do those things and just and pull together a professional profile of yourself and protect your digital privacy just like you would your front door or your car. Some of the cons of deleting your social media. Now I don't see all the pictures from my niece and nephew that I used to see. I I hear conversations with my family and I don't even know what they're talking about. I'm kind of, and I'm supposed to be the IT person in the house, but that's kind of a con. I can see why people still use it, but just minimize it as much as possible. This also brings up protecting your identity. So that is also another safety recommendation. Always pay inside at your gas station. I don't use ATMs much unless it's inside a bank or gas station, a little bit sketchy now. I don't know if anyone's heard of a flipper device, but a flipper is a little device. We have a couple here in our lab for testing purposes. Uh, it it can pick up an RFID signal. You can use it to just if you get up close enough to someone, it'll grab you could grab someone's credit card information just with that flipper device. So that's why those RFID wallets are really popular, or the screens for your cards. So, and you can also, they're using it for tests. I had students do a project with the flipper, and they did a project on hacking into a car using the flipper, and they were able to do it with just the flipper with because now a lot of cars have dongles, so they are sending signals. Use if I don't want to go inside the gas station, I'll use a low balance credit card to get the purchase. Monitor your credit score and then watch for data breaches. There's a site called Have I Been Pwned? And you can go and kind of see if your email's been pwned, but most likely 99% of the time it probably has been. Okay, go to the next slide. What goes online stays online. So Snapchat doesn't delete your images as well. We know our web services archive your data. I was so proud one day, so I have a daughter, and I was so proud that she came up to me and said, "Mom, do you have a flash drive?" I said, "Yeah, of course." And she said, "Oh, I said, "What do you need it for?" And she said, "Well, I'm trying to get rid of my Google and all my Google stuff." It's really hard to get rid of Google. Or if you're an Apple user, it's really, really hard to get rid of those. But they keep all that. They have all your images. Especially if it auto backs up from your phone. So just assume whatever you're going to say in text or online, it could be read in the future. And we've kind of seen that as people bring up tweets from 10 years ago, what people have said before. So it still holds true. So a couple of things I want to talk about besides that aspect of it. So in our cyber program, we are a CAE. So the NSA designated us as a Center of Academic Excellence, and that is attached to our bachelor's degree. So what I had to do to make that happen was we had to become a full center of cybersecurity. And so that means that we are doing community awareness, we're helping instill education in the community with our staff, with our students, with Brevard Public Schools. We are going out there and we're getting the word out in cyber, the latest threats and attacks. And then I also had to show our curriculum. So our curriculum has been analyzed by the NSA and the CAE community. It goes through rigorous processes. It is not an easy designation to achieve. And so there are jobs specifically related to CAE schools. And if you're a veteran or you're reskilling and doing something like that, it does uh, look better from that standpoint. And it really has helped elevate our program. So it's taken us to the next level where we're able to understand what kind of hands-on things we want to do with our students, what kind of tools, what kind of industry partners, and what is industry looking for. We also have meetings twice a year with local industry people. So like L3, we have some from Northrop, Health First. We get together and have a talk about our curriculum, what we're teaching in the classroom, what kind of other things we should be doing. And then those same industry partners come in and speak to our students. I had one from Battelle, which is a research organization. They do a lot of research in computer science and cyber, came in and he did a whole walkthrough on Burp Suite. And Burp Suite is a web application exploitation tool. You can use it to analyze web vulnerabilities and potentially exploit them. And we were kind of having trouble with that portion in the CTFs that we've been in, and so he came in to help with that. For my classes specifically, they are project-based, so you have specific labs that you do, and those labs all encompass a certified ethical hacker perspective. So you learn about pen testing, red teaming, and then at the end you do a final project. You could either work with your team or work as an individual. And I feel teamwork is better because you're getting used to working as a team and you're going to be doing that in the field anyway. And so we have teams that do projects on man-in-the-middle attacks, or how do I use a flipper to hack into a car, or how do I build a Ponagachi, or anything that you really want to specialize in for the field. Maybe you are already in the industry, but there's some things you want to learn further. I give you the opportunity to do that. We have also forensics, which is another aspect of cybersecurity, and forensics includes a deep dive into chain of custody, how to recover information from a mobile device, a hard drive, SSD, how to follow those processes to do that. But it also includes network forensics and cloud forensics. And so you're getting a little bit of all of that. So cyber and forensics kind of go hand in hand, but I think forensics often it's forgotten. That's also another niche you could go into, that there are not a lot of forensics professionals out there. And I know the sheriff's department's always looking, and a lot of those people are there for a long time. And then if they retire, then you have to find someone new. So that's another field. If you're interested in cyber, you can look at also doing forensics. So we do have a strong club, and the club is really, it's a community. I feel like they're my family, and we feel like it's a great place to network, meet people in the area. We have a strong partnership with ISC Squared, which is the governing body for certification, CISSP. And then once you take our courses, you can be in a boot camp for Security Plus and get a Security Plus voucher. We also have vouchers for Certified Ethical Hacker. And the Certified Ethical Hacker is hard to get if you're not in the field for a couple of years, but with our partnership with them, they waive a lot of that because they know they're taking the labs, and we've been designated as CAE, so we get discounts for that. So we have a lot of cool things going on, a lot of fun. Uh, if you're passionate about computers and cyber, you'll never regret it. But my main advice is to be involved. Be involved with your students. Don't stay siloed. Don't be a lone wolf. We always see the stereotype of a hacker with a hoodie, like in the basement. Those aren't the hackers that we are. We're the ones that are cyber defenders. We're looking to help reshape the framework and what our critical infrastructures look like, and also be a beacon of safety and light for the cyber community. So that's what I have today, and I think I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dias, for your presentation. I hope you all found this presentation as helpful as I did. So Professor Dye will actually be available at the end of the session to answer any questions that you have. Again, feel free to use the Q&A section, and if we'll go through them at the end as well. So thank you very much, and we're going to keep going. We're going to transition into our enrollment and admission process here at EFSC. So now let's start by looking at our program tuition costs. So our lower level tuition rate here at EFSC is our 1,000 to 2,000 level courses. Those are about $104 per credit hour, while our upper level division rate, which is our bachelor classes, level 3,000 to 4,000, are $128.51 per credit hour. This makes the average cost for a bachelor degree from EFSC around $7,710 in comparison to these other schools. So many of our students also do receive financial assistance to cover their tuition, about 75%. And like I mentioned earlier, we do have the Titan Scholarship, which last year in 2023 did award over $1 million in scholarship aid to our EFSC students. So how can you apply to be in our bachelor program here at EFSC? So you're eligible to apply if you already have an AA or an AS degree, or if you're in the process of completing your AA or your AS degree, you can apply within one semester of your graduation. And how to apply? We can discuss that. So you can apply online on our website at easternflorida.edu. On the right-hand side of the main page, there's a green box that looks like this. You'll want to select apply. There is a $30 application fee for non-EFSC students. So that means if you haven't taken a class here ever, whether it's dual enrollment, AA, AS degree, if you've already taken a class with us and you've been an EFSC student before, you're waived from that application fee. Also, this evening, for anyone that did attend that has never been an EFSC student, there will be a waiver for you to get that application fee waived if you apply within 1 week of tonight. So the information will be given at the end of the session for you to use the code. We're also going to pin it in the Q&A section so you can get that information. And again, it will also be emailed to you. So after the application fee, you will want to request your non-EFSC transcript students. Again, this is for non-EFSC students. You want them to be sent to EFSC. After that, you'll receive a program acceptance letter with instructions for your next step. Those next steps could include online orientation, waiting for your non-EFSC transcript review, submitting your Florida residency, also applying for financial aid and those scholarships. And then once those steps are completed, you'll get notice that you can schedule an appointment to meet with one of our skilled bachelor advisors. This will allow you to register for your courses, and registration for fall of 2024 this year actually opens May 6th. So if you're interested, don't delay and apply. Now we're going to get into our Q&A section with Professor Nicole Diaz and our bachelor advisor, Kim. They're here to answer your questions, so you can type them in the chat now. I'll be reading them out to them. And while we wait for some questions to pop up, I will get the information over to you for the waiver for this evening. So again, this waiver is for students who are non-EFSC students. So if you've already taken a class, your fee is already waived, and it is posted right now in the chat. So anybody that wants to get that information, again, it's also going to be sent to your email. But if you have any questions, feel free to post them in the chat. Also, I'm going to, okay. So it's not pinned, but it's on because we can only post one pin at a time. So if you have any questions, please feel free to post them. And if not, we'll give you a few moments and then we'll close out here in a few minutes. Okay, so we have our first question, Tamara. If I finish my AS this summer, can I apply before the summer semester starts? I think that would be for our
Hi,
Bachelor
yes.
advisor.
So yes, if you are in your last semester, so if the summer you are graduating with your AS degree, you can actually apply for the BAS program in this semester, and then you can start in the fall. So what you'll want to do is apply, like Vianney said, apply to the program. If you have any other transcripts from any other colleges, we'll need those. And then you will meet with a bachelor advisor. If it's on the Melbourne campus, it'll be with me. If it's on the other campuses, you'll be with another bachelor advisor, and we'll go and outline your plan so that you know what classes to take. We'll also look at a semester by semester course outline that will have your anticipated graduation date too.
Thank you for that. All right. So I did want to emphasize, I know there's a lot of students that joined with the live link and they didn't register. If you're interested in getting that waiver code, it is in the chat right now. So if you want to take a picture of it, just so you have it for your records, we're going to see if we can get that pinned for you. I do have another question. If I currently have a Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice from another college, will I need to request transcripts from all colleges I attended?
I would recommend that you do request all of your transcripts because there can be some classes that have transferred in. So we want to make sure that we're not giving you classes you've already taken before. Some will also be equivalent to classes. So again, we just want to make sure that we're not giving you additional classes that you'll need to take. So I would recommend all of that.
Thank you. Okay, so I do have another question. I have a couple questions. Okay. This is my first time applying for a college. I don't have an AS. Do I need to get my AS before this bachelor's?
Yes, you would need to get an AS degree within our college or any other college. And then you'll have to graduate with your AS degree, send us the transcripts if it's not from Eastern Florida. If it's here, then just like Vianney said, we have your transcripts, and then you would apply to the bachelor's program when you're in your last semester.
And then the next question, does having a CIS versus CS degree limit the job opportunities available to you in the field?
Nicole, you want to take that one?
Sure. So I'm assuming you mean a computer science degree in the field. It really depends on what you're interested in. Having a bachelor's in general is a good idea for any position you want to be in. But for example, I have a master's in information systems technology, and I'm teaching cybersecurity now. So it kind of, and I'm teaching as well. So you never really know where you're going to end up, I think. But I also worked as a production technical director for a production company. So this production company, they would make commercials and we'd go on set. We actually even did one for Carnival Eats. We helped with the crew for that. So the IT background really just gave me a foot in the door where I could say I have this and I have a way to, I'm employable, I'm able to finish something. And plus I'm a techie, I have the technical skills behind it. So I say that even if, maybe you find as you're going through the degree, you're looking at different job opportunities, I think it will do you better than the alternate.
Thank you very much. I do see that there are people that have their hand raised for questions. So unfortunately, we need the questions to go into the Q&A chat. It's on the top ribbon of your Teams video. It should say Q&A. You should be able to write in there and ask your question. It may not do it if it's unverified. So I see that Jenny has a question. Let me see if I can unmute you. Okay, I cannot. I'm sorry. If you have any, I think it's not letting you because you're not verified. Either way, if you have questions, we'll have contact information that you can contact us directly after the session. We do have another question. For the Titan scholarships, should I have applied for it before starting the BAS? I am currently an EFSC student.
When did you start? So if you are currently a BAS student, there are application portals accepting for fall term, which is May 18th is a deadline. So if you log into your My EFSC and click on Titan scholarships, you can apply. So I would believe you could do it for the fall, but I think the summer semester is full. And I'm sorry, has already passed. So you can do fall term, which the deadline is May 18th. Just log into My EFSC and click Titan scholarships icon to apply.
That's correct, Kim. It's just for fall now.
Okay, thank you.
Our next question, this is for Nicole, I believe. So how do we get involved in the cyber club you mentioned?
You can contact me. We have a Discord community, so I can share a link with you. The Discord community, we really keep up with the events that we're doing when we have our club meetings. And that's also a place that you can go to get help with homework, or if you're doing different challenges on your own. So that's the main place. You can also come see us in Palm Bay. In Building 3. If you email me, I'll direct you to where we are. But Building 3 in Palm Bay, it's the building where the bookstore is. Second floor is where our cybersecurity center headquarters is located. And we have a lounge. The students call it a lounge, but we call it a cyber tech skill center, but it's become a lounge. But we have a lot of different computers in there, high-end i9s with NVIDIA RTX 3080s. So we have really good computers, because a lot of the password cracking challenges, you need to have GPU available. So we have a place in here. I have students from biology in here studying, because we have digital whiteboards, and have chemistry students, people getting ready for their calculus tests. So it's not just computer science. We try to open it up so it's an area that people can come. So this place here is a good place if you want to come meet people in person. But if you are interested in our Discord community, send me an email and I will get you a link.
And under that question in the Q&A, for those that can see it, I did include Professor Nicole Diaz's contact email to where you can reach out to her if you're interested in or have more questions about the cybersecurity. So next question. I just finished my AA and I am an EFSC student. Will I need to complete an AS in order to get into the program?
No, an AA degree, you are able to get accepted into our program. All you need is an AA or an AS degree, and you'll be accepted. We have no prereqs that you need. You just need to have an AA or an AS degree.
Thank you. I don't see any other questions right now. Again, at the end of the session, there will be contact information if anybody, oh, let's go too soon. There's another one. What do we build in the computer programming degree?
So it depends. Depends on your classes or who your instructor is. We have different every faculty member has a little bit different of how they make their classes. So I've had students in my own classes that are in web application development. They will build a LAMP, which is a Linux Apache MySQL server with PHP, and they'll work on installing a WordPress system, web application. But I know students that use C++, object-oriented programming in one of those courses, and so they're building programs around that, and then Python as well. There's other courses. We also have course in mobile app development, and so that's focused on building Android applications. And the main goal of that is that you actually publish an application on the App Store. And then we have clubs. So the clubs really are a place you can play, and we get funding to do fun things like in my tech club. So I had the tech club and then the Cyber Titans, and there is a programming club as well. I'm just not a sponsor of that one. But in the tech club, we have VR Oculus headsets and using Unity, working on programming an environment using Unity and with the VR headset. So really, the sky's the limit as far as what you want to do. If you're excited about it, you're a faculty. I don't know a faculty member here in our computer science program that wouldn't be so excited to help you and get you ready for it.
Thank you for that. And I have another question for you, Professor Nicole Diaz. Are you teaching any classes this summer?
Yes, I am teaching a few classes online that are around the bachelor's. So we have our cybersecurity fundamentals, a forensics course, I think advanced too, cybersecurity. And then I also have a couple of the entry level, the system analysis, and then the mobile app development.
Thank you. I think that's the last one. I'll say that and another one will pop up, but we love it. So anyway, thank you all for joining us. I know we've given you so much information, and hopefully this has inspired you to pursue a bachelor's degree here at Eastern Florida State College. As you can see, we have some amazing professors and advisors, and I hope we were able to answer your questions. If not, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. The information to contact us if you have any questions, you can forward them here. And then we'll forward them to Professor Diaz or to the person, if you're interested in one of our other programs, to get you the answers that you need. Again, you can learn more about our degree specializations at this link. And we were so glad you could join us. I did want to mention that there were so many steps and individuals that are needed to coordinate and execute these events. So I wanted to give a heartfelt thank you to everyone that contributed in making this event a success. And a special thank you to our faculty presenter, Professor Nicole Diaz, and our Bachelor Advisor, Kim Johnson. Again, Kim is on the Melbourne campus and Professor Nicole Diaz is in Palm Bay. So thank you to everyone who worked diligently behind the scenes also. Your efforts are all truly appreciated. We are glad that you could join us, and we look forward to seeing you online and on campus as one of our bachelor students. I do see a question. Oh, so thank you, Jason. Thank you for your time and information. Thank you all for joining us. We look forward to seeing you as one of our online students or in-person students also. I hope you all have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.